Welcome to another short video. This is going to be really quick on dynamic forms, how to use them, and the benefits. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. Let's open up our settings. We're using our new org as well. So we need to get into our Lightning app builder. So quick and easy way, let's go into the accounts, basically whatever objects we want to kind of work with. Just pick whatever account, let's say, details, just so we have an idea what we're kind of looking at. So this is what we're going to be working with. We're going to be enabling it so that different fields or different actions will be visible based on specific filters. The benefits for this would be better performance, better user interfaces, right? Better layouts, so you don't have to constantly create all those layouts. We have a dynamic layout, right? And just you can also hide, basically restrict somebody from seeing specific fields within a certain area, so that maybe they're not overwhelmed. So to get started, let's go into our Lightning app builder. So edit the page. Let's close that. As I was mentioning earlier, we can do it based on actions as well. So let's say we click here, we can upgrade it as well. So let's say we do an upgrade. Let's start from scratch, so at least we have an idea. Okay, so we want maybe four actions. Let's say we want 4 actions. Let's add an action. An action. Let's do edit. Show edit only when we can do show edit when, let's say, rating, because rating is very simple. Show when the rating is hot. Right? Okay, we'll leave it at that. Equals hot. Fine. We'll end that. Then we have our section. Let's do a delete. Let's do a delete if the rating is cold for whatever reason. Let's do a delete. So we can have the delete there if the rating is cold. So now you see there's little eye icons, which means there's specific filters for this, visibility filters for this. So let's work with our details page. Now, since we were working with our rating up here, because it's very simple, we could have done on annual revenue as well. If it exceeds a certain amount, then we can go ahead and show it up here as well. Or change the field here, maybe make it hide a field or make it visible. But for this scenario, let's say we're working with, we want to work with rating. So we can go ahead and upgrade this as well. Let's go upgrade. We're going to be doing on our regular profile, layout, and let's set that up. Okay. So we can do this whole field or this whole form right here, or we can just do individual fields. Since we were discussing rating already, we're going to kind of go ahead and start on the rating. So to hide a field based on specific values. So for example, we can do read only, required. Right, we can edit those, with reference to whatever we want it to. So let's say we don't want to show in the actual field unless the rating is, because we're already discussing rating. Let's say we don't want to show this field unless the rating is hot, right? So keep that in mind. So we won't see the field unless it's equal to hot, unless rating is equal to hot. That's what we're setting it to. To get a kind of an idea as well, let's set annual revenue, because we're discussing that. We don't want to see annual revenue. Basically, annual revenue is we don't want to see it unless it's greater than, right? So unless it's greater than, if it's greater than, let's say, 50,000, then we don't want to see it. Let's go ahead and add that as well. And you notice there's a little, eye icon, which means that, yes, there's a visibility field set over here. Let's go ahead and save that so we can kind of test it out and see how everything is. You know what? Let's set it to everything just for the sake of it. Obviously, you should do it based on, your org. What your requirements are. Let's go ahead and go into our accounts. And let's see what we find. Okay. So revenue is available for us to see. Why? Well, because it's over 50,000. Rating is missing, therefore rating is not hot. And because it's not hot or it's not cold, we don't have any other actions over here. So let's say if we change this to a lower number, should be able to. Oh, we won't be able to. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we won't be able to edit it because the difference in changes. But if we add to it, we can actually make it larger. But because it's going down, right? So you won't be able to actually see the field anymore. That's why we're not able to actually edit to less than that. So if I do 55, it won't let me do it. It'll give me an error. But if I go higher, so let's say if I do 50,000, right? If we do 50,000 and 1, we should be able to actually go ahead and still change it and see it because our limit was 50. So that's another neat trick. Let's go back into our accounts, right? Because we want to see those options, right? So let's filter. Let's do a filter. So we only see hot, right? So we see hot or cold. Actually, hot or cold because there's two differences, right? That we set it to. So if we go on rating, set the rating. Rating equals no, not orange, hot or cold. Save that. So now these are the only ones that we have. So if we click on it, let's see what this rating is. We have delete, so it should be cold, right? Our rating should be cold, and it's not visible, right? Because we only set the rating to visible if it's hot. So we have the delete button, but we don't have the rating button. So if we go back, right? So one of these is actually will be considered as hot, just so we don't kind of go through it. Let's give this a change. Let's only look at the hot ones. Save. Let's click. Go. We see edit. We don't see delete because the rating is hot, and we see our hot rating. So if you try to change it, similarly, it will give you an error. So hopefully this kind of helps you out, gives you an idea how to use it. It's a really good benefit. It saves a lot of time. And thanks for watching.